Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 18 of Avatar Rewatch. I'm Nick from the Phoenix Press, and joining me is Jared. What's up, brother?
I detected a lot of plot points from the Avatar movie when I was watching this.
No! That movie does not exist. There is no movie.
I gotta send you the "Why did you say that name" clip I always use on my videos.
Yeah, that might be a good one, or I do something in my own flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Oh wait, it's Michael Scott when Toby comes back. He's like, "No, God, no, no, no." Yeah, that works. That works with Ong and Sokka.
Crap, mega crap.
Yeah.
Right. So, getting to the recap of this episode. Right now, we are on the third to last episode of the season. Things are getting serious, all right? So the group, the Gaang, has finally made it to the North Pole. They finally make it to the Northern Water Tribe, all right? Mm-hmm. And immediately we're kind of struck by how different the different tribes are, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, Jared, what was your kind of first thoughts upon this early parts of the episode?
Well, the first part of the episode, again, the reason why I bring up that movie is because when I saw the girl with the white hair, I'm like, oh no. But I will say, this was way more entertaining than whatever the hell that was.
Yes, the movie that does not exist. You know,
it's not even a movie, dude. It's not even a movie. It's a crime against humanity. Speaking of war crimes. But anyway, I watched it, and again,
Jared, I can't believe you keep bringing up that movie.
Okay then. Okay then. So, man, this must be what it's like for you on Comics League. Jeez. But anyway.
I mean, I could always do this. Oh, I'm sorry. Looks like we've lost a little connection with Jared for a second.
You now have power.
How does it feel? How does it feel?
You now have power. I need the unlimited power clip. But anyway.
I really do.
What I will bring up is that this episode, I like how this episode brings up, because you see the Water Tribe, that they look very advanced. Look at the Na'vi. They're like, okay, they're very spiritual. They're very advanced. And they're like, no women can be warriors. Like,
yeah,
whoa.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's kind of meat and potatoes this episode. I love the design of and I'm sure this is like their capital. They probably have like more settlements around. But I love how it's like Ice Venice. I love that.
It makes sense.
And then also we cut back to Zuko's story. And this is a really kind of serious thing. You know, some stuff happens where I guess you could say all the plans just kind of blew up in the face.
Please clap.
No, and I love it when a plan comes together.
Fuck off, honest.
I thought you didn't want to use that one in the Avatar show.
Fuck off, honest.
All right, whatever. But anyway.
That desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yeah, I didn't expect for a second there. I didn't know what happened because I was like, okay, there's no way he's that stupid to blow up his own ship with him on it. And I was like, oh no, that was the point.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much as soon as they said blasting jelly, I knew what was up. Yeah, Zhao is ruthless, and basically this episode is basically just getting all the pieces in place for like the grand finale, which we'll talk about, But yes, so they get to the North Pole, and they're supposed to be trained by this man named Paku. All right, and Paku, it turns out, is a sexist asshole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing, and he basically sends Katara off to the healers, and we kind of get like a little information about the necklace. We get some hints about future storylines. I really have to say, overall, as we're getting into this part of the story, so many shows do a lot of like girl power, feminist kind of messaging, and they do it like so wrong.
Like
I
Supergirl.
think later seasons, anyway.
Later seasons, yeah.
I do feel like some of the earlier seasons of Supergirl are at least tolerable.
So you know why? Because the earlier seasons weren't done by CW, I believe.
Only the first season was done by CBS, by the way.
Yeah, the first season was great. I was like, okay, this is great, and then CW is going to CW. But anyway, my point is that yeah, I've seen shows after shows after. That's why, honestly, whenever I hear a female-led show, I'm like, oh god, here we go, man bashing.
Yeah, and this episode, I feel like is kind of what I always like to point to. But like, you can do it right. You can do this messaging kind of right.
Even what's funny, so you have Master Pokemon who's being an a-hole. Yes, I'm calling him that. And then
Haku.
Whatever. So then you have so Master Pokemon is being a misogynist.
Fuck off, Wad.
But then you have Sokka, who's being a gentleman toward the princess. So you have a nice contrast here. Yes, he's Sokka. Let me put it that way. But
he's Sokka.
But what that's showing is that as opposed to what most feminist shows do, they don't have a positive male example. All the males are like idiots. Where you have Aang. Aang says, I'm not going to let you...
2016!
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a little...
Aang legit says, I'm not going to let you teach me unless she learns too. So I'm like, yeah, if you're showing positive men, then guess what? Yeah, you're going to be able to hold the audience more.
And even really the officials in the Northern Water Tribe, it's not that they don't want to do it. It's not that it's due to, I mean, Paku's kind of an a-hole, but like, it's more tradition that's preventing them from agreeing in anything. It's like, what are you going to do? Make me force him to teach you, you know?
Well, you know, every Paku needs a trainer.
Okay,
how does it feel?
Fuck off, Wad.
How does it feel?
Fuck off, Wad.
You know, there are some cringe levels that I think even the internet have trouble handling.
How does it feel, dude?
Unlimited power!
Now you know it's like when I'm trying to make a point, you pun.
Oh, now I can pun and get away with it. Because
True.
I'm the one with the power. This is my domain.
Mm-hmm. But anyway,
Of course!
that's my point, is that they give you the positive male, and really it's only one male who's a douche.
Yeah, so let's kind of you know, wheel things forward a little bit. So we get this really great fight between Paku and Katara, and she actually does a pretty decent job, even to the point where even Paku has to admit, like, okay, you're pretty good. Still not going to train you, but you're pretty good, you know. And this is really, I think, the moment that like letting Paku win is really the reason why this show is so much better than everything else, because realistically, yeah, Paku would win. Realistically, that is what would happen. Paku is a water-bending master. And yes, Katara did great. Katara held her own, you know.
Can I say, that action
Paku would
scene
literally wash the floor with her.
That action scene was freaking amazing. I'm gonna tell you that right there. Where she's using ice and turning ice into water and back and forth. I'm like, yeah, this is freaking dope.
See there, but the thing is, now we're kind of lead into my one big complaint about this episode,
Which is,
and it's the moment that turns Paku's, you know, where, so the necklace gets cut off, which is like, we know it's her grand's necklace, and it turns out Paku carved that necklace 60 years ago for grand, but she moved to the South Pole, and that's what turned his ways. He's not forced to admit he's wrong. He's not like forced to change. It's not an internal motivation that drives the resolution. It's an external one. It feels cheap. Now they set it up as well as they can. I'm not gonna, as far as the setup of the plot point, I think it's fine.
I
But
disagree. I see.
I
Here's
think
the
it's a
thing.
really cheap way to move that plot point along.
It's
I
tropey
really
as hell, dude. I didn't like that. I was like, of course, to use the of course drop. I was like, oh my gosh, really?
like.
That's
Honestly,
why he becomes less of a misogynist, just because he happens to be related to you, kind of.
I honestly would, if it were me, I would have had a more kind of thing like to show her, kind of thing where it's like maybe he saves his daughter or son or something, I don't know. Like,
or just how about like she puts up a good enough fight that he's like, you know what? Yeah, I beat you, but I respect you now. How's that?
well, actually, here's what I would have done. I would have invented another character. Basically have it be Paku's grandson. And have him be the one to face Katara. And then she wins. And then that's why he trains her.
Mm-hmm.
That, honestly, is what I would do. And make him just as much of a D-bag as Paku. Like, no, I got this, grandfather.
That's why I rate this episode at like an 8 out of 10. That takes off 2 points, that reveal.
Yeah, for me, it's like an 8.5, not a 9.
No, it's not deserving of a 9 because that reveal is so tropey. It's CW quality at this point.
I mean, I don't mind tropes, but only when they're done well. This one, the problem is that moment feels cheap. Up until then, it was great. Also, the other thing is like, in all of the Northern Water Tribe City, Paku just happened to be right where they're training at night.
Yes.
Like, I mean, it would be one thing if they said like a passage of time, or like she used a move that only Paku would have taught her. Like just having Paku right up there, it's like, come on. In all the Northern Water,
I'm just like, as soon as I watch this, as soon as he goes, oh, that's the necklace. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's just very. I mean, it's a nice payoff for the necklace. I think they set it up brilliantly. Like, as far as setting up that plot point, they literally spent this whole season. The necklace has been a Chekhov's gun this entire season, so it got some payoff, which is nice.
But it's just the way it's paid off. Yeah, exactly. The way it's paid off is so stupid.
And I like how they kind of put some seeds earlier in the episode where it's like, oh, Grangar's from the Northern Water Tribe. It's like, oh, someone from here carved it. Like, it's they put the seeds together nicely. I don't. It's the setup is fine. It's just the execution left a little bit to be desired.
A little bit? It left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, it's a bit groan-worthy. But at
least we got an awesome action scene out of the deal.
Yeah, and Katara actually did pretty decent, even surprising Paku at points, which that is a feat.
Yeah, she used hydro cannon.
It's super effective. Sorry,
my favorite is when you like one hit KO a Pokemon and then the game says it's not very effective. I'm like, au contraire.
It was effective enough.
Yeah.
So anyway, the episode ends with Admiral Zhao and his fleet. He's going forward to Northern Water Tribe. The stage is literally set.
That fleet reveal reminded me of the Snyder Cut when Darkseid goes, ready the Armada, we will use the old ways, and he walks to see that army of parademons. I'm like, oh boy. Although we'll get resolution in this one.
Okay, now I need to do like a 15-second cut of that. Like, by the way, don't steal this idea where it says, ready the Armada, we'll use the old ways, and then it cuts to that fleet, and you get like the do.
You should do that. That's honestly a good idea.
I'm going to. It's going to be an easy edit, but yeah, that's going to be a short.
I have the previous clip of Darkseid going, ready the Armada, we'll use the old ways. I can send it to you.
All right, cool. Yeah. That's gonna be
That's
like
a great idea, honestly. I'm like, yeah, that does flow together really well.
Yeah. So yeah, we can expect that. All right. So here's what's gonna happen. All right. So the next 2 episodes are the last 2 episodes of this season. Okay.
Mhm.
It's gonna be a 2-parter.
Mhm.
And so what we're gonna do is next week on the 26th, we will be doing a live stream for this 2-parter. Okay. We will be live streaming reactions. We'll take questions, and then the next day there will be a cut down version of it released onto YouTube, for, at the standard time. And then we're not going to immediately go into season 2 because we're actually going to be doing a reaction thing on Jarrett's channel.
Which we're going to be reacting to the show that got me into DC Comics, and that is Justice League.
Yep. So we're doing season 1 there.
Yeah.
And then from then on out, basically we're going to be doing a dual thing where it's like, he's going to be doing Justice League on his channel, Justice League Season 2, and then Avatar Book 2 will be on our separate channels. And they'll release on different days or whatever. But we'll be doing it simultaneously. On my channel, you will be able to, I'll be every Friday, and that's starting on the 3rd, I will be doing a Let's Play series of a video game. Basically, I'll be playing this game, and then Jared will be teasing me. He'll be heckling me. He will be the peanut gallery.
I will be getting a soundboard and playing wah, wah, wah constantly.
It will be glorious. And we finally decided on the game. It will be Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
That's an excellent choice.
All right. So, Jared, I think this is a good episode. I am so ready for the finale. You're going to love it.
It's so much fun.
And before I go, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining on this journey. This has been a great journey, and I look forward to doing this more. I look forward to season 2 because I can't wait for Jared to see Toph. He is going to love her.
Well, I already met my waifu in this season already.
I don't know.
My heart belongs to Jennifer Hale, dude.
You might meet there's some other ladies that might steal your heart. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Oh, well, anyway. So this has been Nick from the Phoenix Press. And remember, I can only show you the door. You're the one to walk through it.
Stay woke.